Hello and welcome back to this video series on how to create an elections dashboard in Power BI. In our previous video, we formatted the data and cleaned it up, as well as added some additional information that will help with the visualization in the Power BI dashboard. In this video, we will download the shape files which are needed in order to visualize the data by precinct. Alright, let's get started. First thing, let's actually save our file that we just created. To 2016, 2020, Athens. Alright, great. Now, go to a web browser, and the link is already in the description below, but I'll talk a little bit about shape files. Shape files are just kind of like little coordinate kind of things that create geometrical shapes, identifying voting precincts or other kind of map things, map features that are visualized. But yeah, so most counties usually have it on their county website. Some of them are open source, other ones you have to pay. But luckily, I found a website that seems to have all the precincts in Georgia that I can share in the description below. But don't worry that much about that. At least for Athens Clarke County, the information is open source and it can be found on this link. And so we just kind of go here and scroll down to voting districts. Great. Alright, now some of them are available on ArcGIS, which is a GIS software, but you'll find it in different places. This one was kind of straightforward for Athens Clarke. So we'll just kind of go here and click on download, and we will download the shape file. Alright, you should see a zip file that should be saved. Just want to kind of unzip that. Great. Now, in order to do the visualization in Power BI, we need to convert this shape file into a topographical JSON file. And this is a very easy step, so don't get overwhelmed. But it's necessary, otherwise, you won't be able to do the visualization. So go to this website, mapshaper.org, and it's really straightforward process. Just select and then go to where the file is saved and just click on the folder and click open and select all these files. Great. And just do import, and if you did it correctly, it should show the precinct map of Athens Clarke County. Now all we are going to do now is to export. Click on the topographical JSON option and click export. Great. Now we also want to kind of export a spreadsheet version of this, and I'll show you why in a second. So click on the CSV option and click export. Now to show you kind of what it looks like from the CSV file. Alright, so it kind of has the precinct code that we made and then the location. So this is why kind of it was important that we created a precinct code, so it will help identify the precinct. And the precincts can kind of change from election cycle to election cycle, and that's kind of why it's important to use that precinct code. And you know, once you kind of upload the shapefile into MapShaper, you can do a CSV and kind of see what naming criteria it has and match that with the data that you are going to visualize. And otherwise, you know, the map won't show up on Power BI. Alright, so that's pretty kind of straightforward. Let's just go back to your downloads and kind of just put these two files into the folder that we have created. And about that, and just kind of have that open. Alright, great. Now, in order to kind of take this JSON file and be able to visualize in Power BI, we actually have to host it on GitHub. So I've already done this step on my GitHub page, but if you wanted to do future ones, this is kind of how you would do it. You know, it's free to create a GitHub account, and you just kind of upload the JSON file that we just converted in MapShaper, and click on this and go to raw, and we would copy this URL into Power BI, and this will make much more sense in the next video. So yeah, and you can see what it kind of looks like with all these little brackets, matrix of different numbers. And yeah, so this is important to kind of create the visualization. Well, that concludes this video on converting the shape files into a JSON file and then uploading it into a GitHub account. In our next video, we will get started with Power BI.